Collective. It's Alicia Noble. Happy New Year to all of you guys. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that the new year has met you favorably and things are going well thus far, even though it was only 4 days into it. Sorry I've been away longer than I wanted to, but I got a lot of things. Anytime that I'm not here, just know that I'm working on new things and just new creative ideas of how to present things for you guys. I'm constantly thinking and constantly building and writing out notes of divine channelings that I got years ago, and now I'm just tying it in with the actual confirmation in the physical realm. And I love that. I love getting spiritual downloads, and then, years later that I'll get like physical confirmations, which is great. So concerning those type of things, oh, you see the orbs? See, it's busy already. The energy is already high. I got a lot of new series coming out. The latest series that I'm going to be talking about today in this particular video is going to be called Apocalypse in Motion. And just so you guys know, if you guys hear kids screaming, my room is near the backyard and these kids outside like it's recess at school. I guess the winter recess, they having fun. Okay, so if you hear them, excuse me. I live on a very busy block. It's heavily dense with people. All right, just to get that out the way. And thank you guys for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Please get the subscribes up, the likes up. It's free. I'm definitely going to be coming out with more content. I'm going to be going live soon. I'm going to be doing some free readings. I'm also still available to be booked for paid readings. So, like I said, I have a lot of things in store. So stay in tune with me. And let's get started on this first episode of what I call Apocalypse in Motion. So Apocalypse in Motion is going to be equivalent to what you guys may know to be the world reading. So I'm going to be giving you guys predictions that I've had over the past several years, several months, several weeks, several days. And I'm going to be confirming that with downloads I was getting in the dream state. That's my subconscious state, right? And then I also get a lot of downloads. I have a very active dream state. Like, if you guys don't know that about me, I have a very active dream state. I'm going to be talking a lot about the dreams that I've had over the years and how I've gotten confirmations since we left the age of Pisces, which I've been telling you guys all about illusions and confusions and stuff like that. So now that the veil is thinning between the spiritual realm and the physical realm, there's been more clarity as it pertains to spiritual downloads that I personally received. I know a lot of other people have been getting a lot of confirmations as well for different messages that they've gotten spiritually. So it's really a great time for light workers and people who get those really powerful downloads. So I'm going to be talking about that, and I'm going to talk about different predictions I've been getting over the years. Like I said, sorry, I'm getting kind of repetitive because I'm really nervous to talk about this stuff, because I recently, right before I was going to come out here and talk to you guys about the world reading, I got this really vivid dream. Okay, so one of the predictions that I've been getting it for the past several months, which I really don't like. I get a lot of light downloads, but I also get a lot of dark downloads. Kind of like Wednesday Addams on Netflix, how her visions are more, they call her a raven because she gets darker visions that are more potent, they're more vivid and things like that. That's me. So one of the visions that I got and I've been getting was about there's going to be another mass shooting. I hate to say that. I hope I'm wrong. I'm right about a lot of things, even the dark stuff, and I really don't like that. But I'm going to get it out because I feel like if I hold it in, and I'm supposed to be a clear conduit for spiritual energy, and I call myself a light worker, and I'm not illuminating the truth, and my life path is the number 7. So that's a true seeker, true teller. If I'm not telling things that I know to be true through my spiritual downloads, then what's the point of me being here? I feel like it's kind of a waste. Now I finally got the confidence to come up here and talk to you guys face to face and really share these messages. I used to share them with family and friends. Not that I held all these messages in. Like, I've shared them with family and friends, but most people kind of give me the weird look. So it's my hope that on this channel I attract people that are part of my soul tribe, people that are open-minded, people that are free thinkers, people that are receptive to new information, receptive to unlearning certain things that society has forced them to learn and accept to be true. Like, I like people who like to punch the status quo and go deep down the rabbit hole. So if that's y'all, stay tuned, because we about to go deep down the rabbit hole. If you're not into that kind of thing, then this channel's not for you. I'm looking for the truth tellers, truth seekers, the underdogs, the people who have these powerful spiritual downloads, and you know, it's not something that you could easily find online. Everything that there's meant to be known is not going to be found on Google, okay? It's not going to be on the internet. Why would it be? If it was, we would be a lot less oppressed, and we would be a lot more elevated beyond this low dimensional frequency, which is between the first and third dimension. If you guys don't understand what dimensions are, please check out my What's in the Dimension video. Okay, so back, I feel like there's going to be like a match, at least 50 and 50 news article I saw in my vision. And yeah, and I kept hearing and seeing visions from the Columbine. And then I also was quickly taken to the Oklahoma bombing with Timothy McVey, which I thought was really weird, because it's like bombing, it's like two different things, but I feel like they're going to be compounded. Like either there's going to be school off to the left, and then there's going to be like a corporate building with I see many windows and many floors. So, I mean, it could be a part of a campus, but it seems like it's more of an office type corporate building. Now, campuses do have those type of buildings, so I'm not sure, but what I'm seeing is many floors. And it's a huge wide building, and then over here is like a school, and then I see the kids wearing black and they're crying, and it's just like kind of like Columbine, where a lot of the goth kids, you see them crying, you see all kinds of kids. And then I'm over here and I see like this building about to crumble, which I thought was super weird and it didn't make any sense. Then a few days ago, I wrote this down on the 14th, and I've been having the downloads for the past few weeks prior to that. So a few days ago, like I think it was probably New Year's Eve or something like that, I get a dream about Timothy McVey. After I got that vision about Timothy McVey, I remember when that shit first came out. I was a little kid, but I remember distinctively, and that kid creeped me out. So I didn't want to go back in present day and look him up. Like, I may look that up with you guys. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so I got lots to cover, so let me hurry up. I got a dream. This vivid dream. I get really vivid dreams. The more vivid it is, the more true to life it is. That's how it is. That's how it's been for me for years, okay? So this dream was like not any different than the others in that it's vivid, but the fact of the level of vividness, that was making it kind of different than most of my vivid dreams, which was kind of spooking me, because I saw Timothy McVey and he was standing behind this corporate building that had like many, many floors and is very wide, a lot of windows, and he's standing on a pile of rubble, right? And he has on these black ops military black pants, like khaki pants that they have, like the black ops black combat boots. He still looks like how he did those 20 some odd years ago, 30, I don't know, I think it was during the 90s, I forget. He looked exactly the same, but his hair, I don't remember his hair being that black. His hair was like jet black, like a crow. And then his eyes were super black and piercing. He had this smirk on his face like he was proud of himself. And he proceeds to tell me, we're talking telepathically, and he looks like he's kind of like on top of the rubble, but it looks like he's also floating, which I thought was really weird, because I think he's still alive, right? Don't know for sure. I'm going to look it up. Anyway, because I was so spooked by this dream, I'm going to continue to tell you guys. So anyway, back to the story. He was, and I'm looking over here not because I'm seeing something, I'm just recalling. I'm very visual, so sometimes I have to look out, I have to look away instead of looking at myself. I have to kind of look away to kind of recall the dreams very vividly and clearly. So if you see me looking to the side to side, that's what I'm doing. I'm just recalling. It's kind of like I'm replaying the video in my head, right, of the dream. So anyway, he's standing on top of the rubble. He's kind of like elevated. It's kind of like floating. He has these black combat boots, black ops pants. Last time I saw somebody had a dream about that had black ops pants and black combat boots was when I had a dream about a reptilian. And I didn't even know about reptilians back then. This is back in 2011 when I first started my spiritual awakening journey. And I'll talk about that in my dream time, story time. That's going to be a whole nother episode. But the last time I saw that was like this humanoid alien reptilian that was trying to kill me, right? So when I saw him dressed like that, I was like, hold on. Give me a little spooky spook. Ookie and spooky. Hold on. And the way he was looking at me is like really dark, evil eyes, like dead eyes, but this smirk, like shit is funny, but ain't shit funny. Like you're about to like deteriorate a whole building that probably has people in it. Like that's not funny. You crazy. He's definitely a sociopath, psychopath. Anyway, that's the vibes he was definitely giving. Anywho, he was telling me telepathically, like, you better hurry up and tell that story about them because it's gonna happen soon. You better hurry up and talk about it to your YouTubers. I was like, fuck. Okay. All right. And then he starts to tell me that a lot of people who are notorious like for like tax, or they're known for, a lot of people like they're serious, or they're people have committed the most heinous crimes. Even like the DC sniper who was, you know, even him, he said, he even mentioned him. He said that they're getting ready to bring him back out. Basically, he was telling me that they bring back out these prisoners, right? And he said it's very easy to change our face. And as he was saying that, his facial features were changing, like his chin was becoming elongated. I was like, what the hell? What am I seeing here? And I just saw 11:11 on my timer. His chin became elongated. I said, whose chin is that? He said, and then it went back to his normal chin. And he was like, yeah, we could change how we look. And they let us out all the time. And he said sometimes there's even underground tunnels. And he showed me this big, huge mansion. And it's connected to a jail. It's an underground tunnel that they'll go. And they live in these mansions. And then when people want to come and check in on them and see if they're still locked up, they go back from that mansion underneath the tunnels back to the prison. And usually those prisons, just speaking from my experience with a relative who was incarcerated from the time I was in kindergarten to the time I was a freshman in college, those prisons that we went to upstate, they're in the middle of nowhere. So you could have easily built a little tunnel to connect, and there's houses, there's people that live around there, and the people that typically live around there are like racist, bigots, like very prejudiced, like, people. Where you could easily, if you did a heinous crime, you could probably get away with having some underground thing that leads to your nice little mansion in the middle of the woods. Because that's where a lot of these prisons are. They're in the middle of the woods. They're in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I could see that, what he was saying. Then he also was saying that they released him, but they can't do what they want. Like he said, I want to bomb this and bomb that. He said, no. And they shoot me in my neck. And then I saw a vision of them shooting him in his neck, but it felt like I'm an empath, so I was feeling it too. I felt like a really sharp sting in my neck, and then that shit burned like in a circle, this whole circle, it just burned, but the needle was super thin. And like when you get like little cuts, and that shit hurt like a mug, but then you get bigger cuts, you're like, nah, I'm good. Just bandage this up, I'm good. But then you get the little teeniest, tiniest paper cut, and that shit hurt. That's how that little teeny tiny needle was, but it was a long needle. It was like this. And it was attached to this clear robotic looking gun. And when they inserted, they said they inserted with some sort of nanotechnology or nanobites or something, and it controls them. So whenever they go out there and cause chaos, it's controlled chaos. It's not, they can't just do whatever they want because they're sociopathic and psychopath. That's the only thing that he says sucks. But you get to get out, you get to eat good food, you get to change your face, and you get to breathe fresh air again. He said it's freaking awesome. And he said they're about to release the DC sniper. He's about to do something, but they're trying to figure out what to do with him. I don't know what that means. He said, and he kept saying it. They're trying to figure out what to do with him. So I don't know if they're having a hard time controlling him or what. Because he is melanated. And melanated people, we're hard to control. So it's like they have to do a lot of different things to get us to submit. And that's just on period. That's just on Mary Had a Little Lamb. This is not hidden information. Anyway, so when he said that, I got the spookies. And when he did that shot in his neck, and it was on my left. Usually when I channel energy to the left, it's usually a darker, lower, evil entity. When I channel stuff on the right and see things on the right, it's usually lighter, higher vibrational entity. And you see a little orb going by. Oh, let me shut my door. I'm recording. Okay. Anywho. So, my mom was coming up the steps. I didn't want her to be eavesdropping. She knows. Anywho, where was I? Yeah, when he said that was spooked. And last time I saw someone get a shot in their neck like that was with, the first time was with Prince. When he first passed away, I saw someone wearing a whole Black Ops outfit. Not a reptilian, just a regular, I guess like a white guy. So I couldn't really see his features, but I could tell his skin was white. And he was a big dude. Black Ops, much taller than Prince, much bigger, probably like 100+ pounds, and probably like a foot taller than Prince. And he just comes up to him real easy behind him, and Prince just goes flat. He just literally just drops dead. Prince, the singer, literally dropped dead in my vision. And I'm going to talk more about how Prince has come to me and given me different downloads and things like that. And it's just been awesome. He's really sweet. He always gives me flowers every time I see him in my vision. It's like huge bouquet of flowers. It's really kind. And not romantic or nothing like that. Like friendly. Anywho, I'm sorry I'm hitting y'all with the ums. Just trying to remember to see if I remember everything. Oh, with Prince, yeah, that happened with him. And then I saw them put a shot in his neck to disable him. It didn't kill him. Disable him to subdue him. And then a fight ensued, and then next thing you know, pop out. I hate to say it, but Twitch, that was not no accident. Anyway, so that was a download for that. Moving on. Now, for the other part of the world reading, it's this Cain and Abel energy. Where it's like family against family, close, intimate partner or friend just attacking each other and really doing some really wicked, diabolical stuff, either due to rejection, due to whatever. Now, so we're going to talk about not only the Cain and Abel energy, where people is just like this overkill energy, people stealing, killing, destroying, scheming, plotting and planning against each other, even as their blood brother, like Set and Osiris too. Set and Osiris gives off energy that's slightly different than the Cain and Abel energy, in that Set lured Osiris under the guise of them having this celebratory, fun, jovial, joyful type of event. So he thinking he getting ready to party and chill like with Shanquilla Robinson and going to Cabos and thinking she's celebrating people's birthday and it's going to be turn up and it's going to be there for a few days and they going to go home. Cool. And that's not what happened with Shanquilla, and that's not what happened with Osiris. His own brother chopped him up and chopped off his phallus so he couldn't procreate with the goddess Isis. She had to find his body parts, pull him back together, bring him back to life with her wings and with her divine feminine energy, just so that they could have Horus, which is a physical embodiment of Osiris. So it's just like a lot of senseless energy on the planet, a lot of dense energy of death on the planet. It's a lot more bodies that are going to fall. A lot of dead people already starting. You see the Gangsta Boo, the lady for the Pointer Sisters. It's already starting, and it's just going to keep going. Yes, death comes to everyone, but there is an energy where people are unjustifiably at an alarming rate. And then there's also another energy that I want to talk about where people are literally just dropping. I had another dream about that too around the Timothy McVey channeling. Speaking of the Timothy McVey channeling, when I talked about the chin, after I had that dream, the very next day, they called the Idaho 4. And I didn't know about it right away, but then I saw something with Lovely T. I love Lovely T. She's so, like, she talks about esoteric stuff. She talks about the reality show gossip and, you know, celebrity gossip type stuff, which is cool. But I love the fact that she brings in a spiritual element to things. And she was talking about how the Idaho, who had the same chin, like Timothy McVey, when I said before, his chin like morphed into another person and then it went back. That same chin was that Idaho 4. And he talks about how like they get re-looped back around. They either get put back out into the streets and they get put underneath a different guise, a different form, in a different fashion and stuff like that. This guy on Lovely T's channel, she talks about the Idaho 4. And I'm going to break that down more on another video because this video getting too long. She was talking about the similarities to, who's that serial killer name? You hear the sirens? Confirmation. Ted Bundy, I think it was. Ted Bundy and this guy, they look, in Idaho, they look so much alike. It's insane. I'm going to do a separate video about that and break down the similarities, and I'm going to talk about what Timothy McVey said in the dream state. I got to break that down further. But anyway, there's a very dense energy, a lot of old energy. They're trying to desensitize us. A lot of black women, a lot of people that are just shining bright stars, a lot of people that are not black women that are, you know, non-melanated. Some of them are truth tellers, some of them are allies. They're really trying to do positive, important works here on the planet. Like, we're in an era of truth. We're leaving out an era of deception and lies with the low vibrational Neptunian energy, and we're coming to an era of truth with this Saturn and Aquarius energy. You know, it's not the time to be sacrificing people because you're going to get karma just like that. It's not going to take years and years like the days of the past. The days of the past are just that, in the past. In the present, truth on top of truth. Anyway, I feel like between now all the way up into March 2023, there's going to be a lot of significant passings, very unnatural passings, things that just don't even make any sense. Like, I literally had a dream a couple days ago, people of all ages, all walks of life, older, younger, literally just falling out, just like going, like walking and then just dropping out. And then the very next day I see this report about this young man, Damar Hamlin, who just falls out in the middle of the field. He literally died. He twice. And I hope he makes it through. I hope his heart gets restored. I'm hoping and praying for him. And I just hope that he has supernatural favor of healing, and he is just blessed from the crown of his head to the bottom of his feet, and he gets back on his feet in a spectacular way. And I hope this is not another ploy to body snatch, because that's the energy that's going on right now. Not only are divine beings of the light unjustifiably, there's karmics, low vibrational evil karmics that are supposed to die justifiably, and they're trying to escape their karma of death by shifting their consciousness into other bodies. Or they take the person who's supposed to live, take them into a death state and retrieve their organs so that they could live. No. These people, the organs, as soon as y'all get them, it's going to be rotten. As soon as you get the money for the payment from them organs, it's going to fall right between your fingers. In the power of the Most High Mother, Father, Spirit of the Light. Okay? That day of being able to shape shift and present yourself in this humanoid form when really you're just an evil dementor, it's not going to work no more. You're going to start seeing people not be able to shape shift and glamour you into believing that they're humans. You're going to start seeing their true reptilian form. You see that orb that just came down? You're going to see that. You're going to see a true fallen angel form. You saw that fallen orb? Yeah, you're going to see the fallen angels live and direct on TV. It will be the movement, it will be televised. It's going to be televised. You are going to see them shapeshift on camera. I've been saying this shit for years. People look at me like I'm crazy. Y'all gonna be looking at me like, yo, she was right. Y'all gonna look at the screen like y'all crazy. News reporters, judges, your favorite celebrity, they're not going to be able to hold that glamour spell. They're not going to be able to hold that shape shift. They're going to shift back into their original form, which is something that you probably have never seen before with your physical eyes in this current time and space. You're going to see creatures that you've never seen before in this timeline. You're going to see certain celestial events that you have never, ever seen before. I'm telling you. You're going to see creatures that are 10, 20 feet tall. And if I sound crazy, so be it. Some people sound crazy, but they're telling the truth. And some people sound crazy because they're lying. I sound crazy because I'm telling the truth. Because I'm a truth telling the truth seeker, and I'm a light worker. And I'm here to illuminate the dark lies that the evil tries to hide. Period. That's what I'm here for. That's my plan and purpose here on planet Earth. It's not to work 9 to 5, to stay alive, get married, have a couple kids and die. That's not my plan and purpose. It might be part of it, but that's not the entirety of it. The entirety of it is to shed light in everything I do. To illuminate the truth, to provide food for thought, to make people think outside of the status quo, to think outside of the societal norms. We have to be more expansive in our thinking. You have to realize that the truth is stranger than fiction. The strange stuff that you see that gets put in the category of fiction is based in truth. Nobody is that creative in this current timeline on this current planet. There's no one that creative that they could come out with all these mystical creatures and these mystical storylines out of their mind. No one's that creative. No one. I don't care. Not in this time and space, not on this planet. Not at all. Please. Don't believe everything you hear. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. The veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm is thinning. So you're going to see things that the physical realm has been trying to hide that is very spiritual. We're in spiritual warfare. So you're going to see divine beings of light that you ain't never seen before, that are 10, 20 feet tall, that are beautiful and intergalactic. And you're going to see creatures that are not of the light, that are terrifying. Okay? These things are real. You cannot be in a place in this current time and space where you're going to say, I can't, That's not true. That can never happen. You can't say that. Anything, there's hardly anything right now that's outside the realm of possibility. There's barely anything that's outside of the realm of possibility. Okay? Some of the people that you think are the most kindest people can be the most evil people. Some people you think are the most kindest people are the most evil, and vice versa, however it goes. So you really have to challenge what you've been taught as a child, unlearn, relearn, reparent yourself. Your parents taught you what they thought was right. Your ancestors taught you what they may have thought was right in that current timeline. But as we start moving forward into the age of Aquarius, there's a lot of things that are wrong, that have been misconstrued. And you have to remember, the white oppressor does a lot of double talk, a lot of double speech. He talk, and I'm going to be breaking that down too. Anyways, so between now and March 2023, so between now and the next couple months, there is going to be a lot of unexpected blessings for some people that's on the right side of karma, who have been clearing up their karmic debt. So now they're receiving dharma, which is good and great rewards from them clearing up their karmic debt through their inner healing work, through acceptance and understanding of self, through self-love and growth and expansion that comes with that. And then there's unwelcome changes for others who thought they was going to keep getting away with that low vibrational Neptunian energy of deceiving people, scheming, scamming, plotting, and planning. This is not the time to do that. You're going to get caught just like this. And you're going to be looking stupid because now you karmics that was doing that shit in the age of Pisces, you didn't get caught in the age of Pisces. In the age of Aquarius, you are going to be publicly humiliated before the universe drags you to spiritual jail, where you're going to face the true death, like in the movie Coco. No one's going to remember you for anything good, and when they do remember you, it's going to be for the to show people what not to do. What a fool looks like. What it looks like when you sit up there and think you're going to get away with something. You're not. Anyway, so also lastly, I'm going to wrap this up because I got to talk more about this Columbine, Timothy McVey, and this the Idaho 4 dude. What's going on in the Midwest? The Midwest is right in the middle. Lovely T talked about that. There's a lot of chaos that's going on in the middle of the country, right in the epicenter. And she said with that energy, that dark energy just spreads out, and it has. She talked about that a few years ago. Anyway, all right, so we talked about guns. I got the spiritual download. These guns are being enchanted. They probably always have been enchanted, but it feels like it's more so now than ever. I don't know. It's been enchanted with this energy of death and evilness. Like these people that are getting rejected. You see it all the time. Like the girls, like a lot of black women. It's a black femicide going on. I don't care what no one says. There's these black women. You can't even leave a relationship scot-free. I was lucky enough to leave my relationship, but anyway, it's just like this unnecessary energy where most people just walk away. Maybe they may curse you out, they might get mad and talk shit about you for the rest of their life. But now it's like, nah, I want to come back and pow you. Like what? And it's usually women that have small children. Ladies, stop falling for these guys after 2, 3 months, 6 months, giving them a baby. Get to know them for a year or two before you give them a baby. Like watch him, and after you finish watching, watch him some more, because this is getting ridiculous. Like we got to start making better choices. Like we can't think that we're going to be the defining factor in a man getting his shit together. We got to be the defining factor, not even engaging with them to begin with. You can look in their eyes. Anytime you see these dudes, you can't tell me that they just started looking dead in their eyes like that. That don't happen overnight. That happens with years of time. And most of these girls know them for a year, 2 years. Or that's their high school sweetheart, so that's pretty much the only they ever knew. Ladies, we got to be okay with being alone. We got to be okay with saying no, and stop telling them right before you leave that you leave, and just leave. Okay? And if you're in an open carry, stay open and carry. And if you could figure out how to get some weapons, pepper spray, mace, whatever that, and get you some self-defense classes, because if they don't pow you, they try to put their hands on you and choke you. Figure out how to get out of a chokehold. There's ways to get out of there. I learned that when I was sorry if I pressed the microphone. I learned how to do that when I was working with children with disabilities, and they teach children and adults with disabilities. They teach you how to, if they go into behavior and they try to choke you, you duck down like a turtle, like and that'll free up your airways. That's one thing. And then you could, when they're choking you, you put your arms straight up and you pivot and you turn as hard as you can to break their arms from putting their hands on you. I mean, there's different types of methods of how to get these dudes up off you, but you got to be hyper vigilant. You got to look around. If he puts his hands on you once, there's a chance he could put his hands on you again. There's a chance he could go grab a gun and be coming to you. Like, he may not feel exactly that way. He may feel like, oh my God, she rejected me. What am I going to do? I feel like they probably feel like that. And then they end up getting that gun in their hand. It's like you're holding a white oppressor's weapon. It's like this broken buck energy that's on the planet with these black males. It's really ridiculous. Like, if I was God, I don't know why God keeps allowing this to happen. I'm going to be real with you. If I was the most high divine beings of light, I would literally, once he gets ready to put up to that person, I will make their brain vessels in their head pop and make them go right into brain aneurysm, or I'll make their heart stop on command. Okay? Like, it's really disgusting out here. So there's a lot of deaths with the evil people doing unjustified stuff. And then there's people just literally dropping dead. I don't know if it has to do with the C-19 or what. And I'm just keeping it real. Because that C-19, long story short, has the mRNA messenger. mRNA messenger is just that. It sends messages. It sends messages. It communicates messages to your brain and your body. And what it's supposed to do, the jab, is supposed to spike up a protein, and it's supposed to defend you. It's supposed to protect you from whatever virus or anything. C-19, which actually looks like a spike protein as well. It protects you from that getting you sick. But with that jab that you get from the C-19, it only, if you look up the statistics, because everybody wants to Google everything, but no one's looking at Google Scholar. Look up academic journals. Look up actual statistics. Don't just, you need to go off your intuition, your discernment. Intuition is innately given to you. Discernment is your ability to decipher right from wrong and knowing exactly why your intuition is telling you something. That's when the discernment kicks in. Then you got independent research where you're actually looking up scholarly articles, not just what you see on social media. Looking up stuff on social media, that's cool too, but you also need to look up the actual factuals of it, where people are backing up with actual data. It's okay to be a conspiracy theorist, but also look up the statistics too. All right. And with that mRNA messenger, it could also see confirmation with that orb. It also communicates. It could communicate messages, other messages to your brain and your body to do other functions, such as falling flat on the ground and dropping dead, like in my dream. That was so crazy how people was dropping dead in my dream. All ages, just walking in the street, and they just literally dropped. Healthy looking people, not sickly people at all, and they just dropped dead. And the next day I wake up to Damar Hamlin just dropping out like that. Like, that was spooky as hell. That was crazy, but I'll talk more about that later. I might do episode 2 of Apocalypse in Motion. I might continue this on because I'm already on 35 minutes. So this is where I leave with the world reading of 2023. I'll be coming back more with more downloads. And now I'm going to move on to my celebrity reading. So check me out there. Thank you guys for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Make sure you get the likes up, please, because y'all be getting me 40, 80, 60, all different kinds of views. And the views don't match up with the likes. And I know y'all liking it, because you can't tell me all 40 y'all ain't like it. So give me my like, please. Thank you. I work really hard to come out here. I'm super shy, and it takes a lot for me to show my face and communicate with y'all. I'm looking for my soul tribe. That's why I'm showing my face. I'm not hiding behind a screen. There may be times where I may hide behind a screen because I don't feel like putting it together. But, oh my God, my mom is hawking. I hope y'all don't hear this. My mom is literally hawking up spit. Like, girl, shut up. Let me hurry up and get over here. Anyway, get those likes up. Get those subscribes up, please. I'm grateful for any that I've gotten thus far. Please keep it coming. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Much love and light to those that receive it. Make sure you stay hyper vigilant. Make sure you stay open-minded. And keep your head on a swivel, because we live in a time where people really... It's an energy of death out here, and we have to stay protected. We have to look out for one another and get more back into the community that used to be back during the 90s, for those people who grew up during the 90s and know what I'm talking about. So take care for now. Meet me in a celebrity reading or another reading. Take care. Bye.